My likely talk is about tracking Nix packages pull requests. So when is the fix available? Okay, you saw a pull request is merged in Nix packages, and then you try to do a Nix flake update, but it does not appear. Why? Okay, this talk is about that. Now, the problem that when I first started with Nix, I always face this problem. You know, whenever I want to see a Nix package pull request is merged, and I try to type Nix flake update, it doesn't appear, the fix is not available yet. What is missing here? Well, it turns out that if we read through the contributing guideline, it typically, there's two deployment paths available. So typically the first one is the fast lane. So the fast lane would mean that if the pull request is not affecting a lot of rebuilds, which means like in this criteria it's less than 500 rebuilds, the merge request would directly deliver to the master branch and be made available to the Nix channel in, for example, Nix OS-unstable. So the other one is the slow lane, which if the pull request is modifying or affects more than 1,000 or more rebuilds of other packages, first of all, it would go to staging, and then go to staging next, and then re-merge it in these small loops. And after that, if there's it's good enough shape, it will continue on merging to master and made available to the next channel. So why we need the slow lane? So for example, if packages like Go, Python, GCC has been updated, it would affect massive amount of rebuilds towards all the packages that is depending on it. So this would also mean that it has a long rebuild process time. It takes up a lot of lengthy process on the Hydra, the Nix CI build system. And also, if things are not working properly, it also have a higher risk of breakage throughout the whole ecosystem. So that's why Nix have come up with this solution. So they batch it in a staging branch, and also using staging next as a tiny feedback loop there. So what can help us to identify the after merge results? First of all, we can actually see the labels on each pull request. So for example, here we have 10.rebuild Linux, 5,000 plus, so which means that it affects 5,000 or more packages rebuilds. So it would definitely go to staging, the slow lane. If it's tiny changes and doesn't affect much of the other packages, the fix would be merged to master and be made available more quickly. And here you can see other labels like security, which would mean that this pull request will be backported to the last stable versions. So think the labels as your pin routes on the map. This is a real example. In this pull request, 480.465, it's updating Go to 125.6. So it has these two labels, security and rebuild Linux 5,000 plus. So what does it mean? It shows us that after this pull request is merged, it would definitely go to the slow lane, which would take the staging and the slow lane before it is made available to your Nix channel until it's delivered to your system. And another example, how we can identify that the fix is available or not, we can use Git or GitHub command to actually compare the merge commit and to check the status of it. So in this example, if we try to run this command, so if it's ahead or identical on your target branch, then it means that it is available. So a quick reference, if the rebuilds is 500 and less, it's fast, go to the master branch. And if it's 1,000 or more, it would definitely go to the staging branch. And it will maybe take weeks before it's made available to you, even though it is already merged in the pull request. A quick summary. So if a pull request is merged, it doesn't mean that the fix is available immediately. Different pull requests follow different paths. And try to read the labels. They do give you a good time frame on when the fix will be made available on the target release channel. If you see that staging, which means that it would take some time before the fix can be propagated to the more stable branches. And you can use the Git or GitHub commands to track the status of the merge commit in each and specific branches. Yep, I think that's all for me. Thank you.